What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we got a brand new teaser trailer of Firebase Z, some new posters of the map, and even some early gameplay of something you definitely did not expect to see. Make sure you guys stay tuned throughout the entire video, you don't want to miss out on this. But in tonight's video, we're also going to roll with some background gameplay of the campaign, since in the second mission known as Fracture Jaw, we get a very clear glimpse at a Vietnamese village, which coincidentally is also going to be reused in Firebase Z. So a couple of days ago, some early gameplay actually surfaced of Firebase Z, and in the gameplay, we saw a very similar looking Vietnamese village. So enjoy the background gameplay, which is essentially an early look at the next Zombies map. Now I'm a bit surprised though that we probably aren't going to be going to the Firebase Ripcord Mountain. Again, the map isn't out yet, they could always surprise us, we can always go there throughout the Easter egg, but as of right now it looks like we're going to have a portal that bridges the gap between the Vietnamese village and this laboratory-like area. But before I jump into the news, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, because about 80% of you that watch my videos aren't subscribed. So make sure you guys are getting notifications every time I update you on Black Ops Cold War. But earlier today, Treyarch dropped a short and silent teaser trailer of their next Zombies map, and we got a glimpse of Samantha walking towards a Dark Aether portal when a hand reaches out to grab her. So it's unclear who the hand belongs to. It could just be one of the mini bosses on the map, or theories suggest that it could be the first one, right? Monty and Shadow Man combined, attempting to re-corrupt Samantha so she could turn on the good guys. Lots of possibilities with that, but that definitely is Samantha in the trailer itself, since she's a very similar hat to the one that we saw her wearing in a previous teaser image of DLC 1, but it's unclear as to whether or not tomorrow we're going to end up seeing an intro cutscene, a gameplay trailer, or both. I'm betting on both, since when Die Maschine got revealed a couple of months back, Treyarch actually surprised us and dropped 3 different videos in one night. I was live for the whole thing, it was crazy. They dropped the gameplay trailer with Tainted Love, it was beautiful. They dropped the intro cinematic, and even a first look and sit down with Treyarch as they described what's going on in Die Maschine, what's going on with the devs that are working on the map, the future of Dark Aether storyline. It was insane, but starting tomorrow, we're probably going to get the gameplay trailer, but they might surprise us and also drop the intro cinematic at the same time. They could space things out, you know, drop one trailer tomorrow, one on Monday. Let's see what ends up happening. But even though I wouldn't keep my hopes up on a CGI ending cutscene, we're probably, and I want to say 99% definitely going to get a CGI intro cutscene at the very least, which I'm happy with. Hopefully that pleases the community enough to where you can give this map a chance. But earlier today, we also got some new posters and propaganda of DLC 1. So they dropped some new posters on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. The first one goes ahead and says, "Don't turn into biomass, only teleport allowed materials." Now, the translation from Russian isn't the best, but it's the best we were able to find from Google Translate. And we get a glimpse of what the Omega Group's been up to for the past couple of months. So they've definitely been doing some guinea pig experiments, probably getting people killed in the process while messing with Dark Aether portals, Dark Aether energy. It's crazy, but I'm definitely loving this new style of marketing they're going for with DLC 1. Much different from what we got in Black Ops 3 and even Black Ops 4. But we then got another poster that says, "Avoid unclean cases, check gravity calibration." Somebody definitely got killed in this one, which is brutal. So I'm very curious what the future is for the Omega Group. I would assume Kravchenko is probably the leader of this Omega Group, and we'll end up seeing maybe in DLC 2 or at some point in the future. The next poster says, "Think you are safe, you're wrong, be alert, the enemy is everywhere." Now at first glance, I almost thought that was a Blightfather, but it most likely isn't. And you know what, speaking of chaos, I want to say that at the end of Tag Your Toe and collapsing the multiverse might have even collapsed the same universe that Chaos was in. So maybe we'll get a Dark Aether spin-off of Chaos in the future to kind of wrap up that storyline. And you know what? I want to see that more than ever, because in Dead Ops Arcade 3, which I don't think is canon to the Dark Aether story, in Dead Ops Arcade 3 we end up getting a lot of Chaos assets, Chaos areas, bosses, weapons. So that got me thinking, right? Even though Dead Ops Arcade 3 was probably made to fit Black Ops 4, they just pushed it back to release in Black Ops Cold War, it still gives me hope that maybe we'll get closer to that storyline at some point in the future here. Craig Houston, of course, wrote Chaos and is still writing Dark Aether, so I'm sure he'll figure out something for Chaos, for Victus, a lot of loose ends that we haven't seen wrapped up yet for the Treyarch universe. But now we have an early look at something that I definitely didn't expect to see, and thank God the COD Zombies Reddit exists. I know it's cancerous at times, but you know, once in a while you get something real juicy on the Reddit that you can't find anywhere else. So somebody by the name of STRKZE ended up dropping some early gameplay of the Tier 4 and Tier 5 abilities for the perks, some of the field upgrades. It's not everything, but probably the most important things that you care the most about. So I'm going to read through what he wrote below the video, and I'll have the gameplay on screen so you can see. Juggernaut Tier 4 and Tier 5. Tier 4 is PhD, and Tier 5 is basically all your armor gets drained on a lethal hit. Let's say you have 20 HP half armor, you get hit. Instead of dying, your HP will be set at 1 and your armor will be entirely drained. Stamina Up, either no sprint slowdown or reduced movement impairing effect, and can throw equipment while sprinting. This is just him guessing what the extra tiers do based on his experience experience with this early access to tier 4 and tier 5. For speed cola, you can spin the box faster. Haven't noticed the other tiers, so it's probably time slip if I had to guess. Haven't noticed much difference on the other perks, but for the field upgrades, Aether Shroud, sprint faster when using it and can stack up 2 charges. For the mine, you can detonate it 3 times now, and for Frost Blast, you can stack up to 3 charges as well. And lastly, for Ring of Fire, all he noticed is that the ring stays for 20 seconds instead of 15, and for the healing aura, he wasn't able to notice anything because he was on solo, but maybe it revives people with their perks, maybe like self-medication, or I should say near-death experience from Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, and that's that. He went ahead and said none of this is accessible through normal gameplay, but this is in-game and working, so he manipulated the code on PC and managed to get this loaded into his game. So there you have it, early gameplay of more tiers coming to perks, coming to field upgrades, and with that being said, images actually surfaced a couple of weeks ago that I didn't even cover of extra tiers for a lot of the things in the game, and you know, I'm gonna say maybe DLC 1's gonna be that action-packed, where not only do you get Tombstone that you can upgrade with your Aetherium crystals, but then you can go ahead and stack up more crystals to get more tiers for your favorite perks, favorite field upgrades, maybe even the AAT effects will get more as well. But one thing I'll say is that before the Machina even got revealed, you guys know that I received early information about Black Ops Cold War Zombies, all of which came true. I made a video on it, of course, but in the information, there were up to 5 tier upgrades for almost everything. Perks, weapon mods, weapon classes, just about everything, but of course a lot of that didn't make the final cut, but it still exists, and this Reddit video is proof that, yeah, they haven't removed that content from the code. If you know how to manipulate the code of Black Ops Cold War, you can still load this into a game, so maybe they'll space things out and drop all the tier 4s for DLC 1, tier 2s for DLC 2, or they'll just drop everything in one day on February the 4th, and that would be cool as well, but let's see what happens. But looking at the gameplay, right, we clearly see that Jug tier 4 is PhD, but didn't we hear that PhD is going to be a returning perk in the future of Black Ops Cold War? Maybe they changed their mind, or maybe they're going to end up doing a perk overall and get rid of Jug tier 4 and put something else there instead. We don't know what's going on, but what I will say is that Tombstone and Mule Kick definitely make sense as perks you add to the game. There's no perk limit anyway, so who cares? Just buy it, right? You could have, you know, 7, 8 perks, it doesn't matter as long as you have the money. But, you know, with Tombstone, you get some cool abilities. You know what all the abilities are now thanks to the official announcement from Treyarch. And Mule Kick is definitely needed, I would say. But when you look at a perk like PhD or even Double Tap, both of which are rumored for Black Ops Cold War, I'm like, alright, just throw PhD in as tier 4 Jug, that works. And then throw Double Tap in as like tier 4 or tier 5 Elemental Pop, and it works just fine. You don't even need extra perk machines for those perks. That's just my opinion on that. But looking at how much better these field upgrades look, the perks themselves, it's going to be a nice change of pace for Black Ops Cold War Zombies, and I'm glad that they waited because, of course, with Aetherium crystals, you can only earn as many as you need to unlock everything that's currently in the game, but when Firebase Z gets added, you can probably earn a good, maybe close to 100 crystals again, depending on how many things they actually add in. If they add in tier 4s, tier 5s for all the perks, all the weapon mods, weapon classes, let's see how much they add in, but a lot of replayability is coming to Black Ops Cold War Zombies in the next week, which I'm really excited about. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comment section. Hopefully the FBI isn't watching this video when I played that Reddit footage. I mean, hey, it's stuff that exists in the game, and we were kind of aware of it already anyway. Some screenshots actually leaked a couple of days ago of tier 4 and tier 5, but we finally had somebody go through and get gameplay of all of it, which is pretty incredible. Now, what I'll also say is that it was confirmed earlier that the patch that will contain Firebase Z, Express, and some other Season 1 Reloaded content is going to be around 10 gigabytes in size. Now, that's going to probably drop on pretty much all platforms in the next few days or so, way before February the 4th. Now, the content's not going to be playable early, but you will definitely have data miners on PC get early gameplay of the new content. So be aware of spoilers all over Twitter, Reddit, and other social media platforms. Stuff's going to leak out. Maybe in the future they'll find a way to prevent people from playing stuff early, but for whatever reason this year, people are just having at it, getting early access to everything that's not even released yet in Black Ops Cold War. But really hope you've enjoyed. This has been dkdynamite, and peace out, everyone.